What's going on there, LEGO fans, and welcome back. Alex here. In this video, we're going to be building and reviewing the Ultimate Collector's Series Super Star Destroyer. Now, this thing has been around a while. I got this on Bricklink secondhand. I got it just this week, and this thing has been on my wanted list for quite some time. This thing has 3,152 pieces. Came out in 2011. Now, this thing's original retail value was $400 US. As I understand it right now, according to Brickset, it retails for about, let's see, $728 new and $644 used. Now, this is a used set. I bought this from a Canadian seller for $609 USD. That includes shipping. Right, let's cut this thing open. It looks like it was originally open on this side, so let's do that. Right, so the first box is empty. This box is definitely full. And then this is, I assume, the instruction booklet. And then the last box is a very large and full box. Okay, let's take a look at the instructions. There we go. Metal coil binding, very cool. Actually in pretty good shape. It looks like there's some bowing, maybe some slight water damage. I'm not sure. Usually when you see paper bend that way, it's been in a damp environment. But other than that, this looks pretty good, cover to cover. Yeah, some of the bindings, the metal coil is bent a little bit. I mean, this is 9 years old, so that's a kind of a bummer, but I'm not going to complain too much, because other than that, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Let's go ahead now and get this thing built. We'll do a time-lapse build of this, a quick review, and find a spot for it here in the office. And we are back. The Super Star Destroyer is complete. This thing is so gosh darn long. That's just incredible. I've never built this before, so this is all new to me. So if you have this set, you gotta, understand that I'm kind of seeing this all for the first time, and I don't even remember seeing it at shows. Maybe I've seen it there, but obviously wasn't able to get too terribly close to it. But having been able to build it, I can really appreciate the fine details of this very long ship. 49 inches in all. I think that is 124.4 centimeters, and I'm not sure if there's a Lego set that's longer than this thing. So pretty cool. The details of this thing that stick out to me are obviously the top here. All the details throughout here was a lot of fun. That's what took the most time building this thing. The total build time was about 6 hours, so it actually went by pretty darn quick. But for me, my favorite part was actually the engines. I love how the engines look. That orange there, and how they're tiered out like that is is really cool looking. So this thing would look good from the top and the bottom. The Lego group has also included a 2-scale Star Destroyer next to the Super Star Destroyer. It's quite small in comparison to it if you think about it, but I love the fact that Lego does this with a few of their models, so you can really get a good understanding of the size in comparison to other ships in the Star Wars universe. 5 minifigures come with the Super Star Destroyer, including Admiral Piet and Darth Vader. You also get these 3 bounty hunters, including an IG unit, a Gorn that I think I saw fight Captain Kirk in one Star Trek episode, and I believe his name is Dengar, the guy on the right there. And yes, I know that's not a real Gorn. I think his name is Bosk or something like that. Different universe, I know, but I mean, if you're a Trekker like myself, that looks like a Gorn, man. But I know we're crossing universes here, but I just couldn't help but to make that comment. A neat feature about this is that it does actually have an interior. You take this top off right here, and that does reveal sort of a command deck to where you could actually reenact the bounty hunter scene on the Super Star Destroyer from the movie. Not really to minifigure scale here. It is very, very tight quarters, but I like the fact that they did make the effort so that you can reenact that scene with the bounty hunters standing around on the bridge. But if you want this thing to be enclosed, you're going to have to take the minifigures back out in order to put this thing back onto your ship. Before I put this thing on the shelf, I do want to make mention of one thing. With purchases on Bricklink, when you spend a lot of money on a set, it can be rather stressful to get your big set. But I just want to say the seller on this thing did a fantastic job of not only just protecting the box itself it came in, there was a lot of padding it came in, so it came safe and sound, but just the effort to make sure all the pieces were organized very well. You probably saw it in the time-lapse video, how things were organized by color and type, and that just makes the whole process so much easier. So just some advice: if you're selling on Bricklink and you are selling large sets like this, go the extra mile to make sure it's all organized and safe and protected for your buyer, not just thrown in a box in sections where it's partially built. It makes a huge difference for you and your buyer's experience. So here is the Star Destroyer in its spot on the shelf. These are new shelves I just put in just recently in anticipation of this set. And I'm very excited about this because this was the missing link for me for a very long time for what I'm about to do next. I'm very excited to do this, so just bear with me as I do this. So here is the Rebel Blockade Runner, right? This is 150 meters in length. Now I'm going to run over here. We got that Star Destroyer and this Star Destroyer here. Both have the Blockade Runner next to it for comparison. And the Devastator here is 1,600 meters long. Now we go over to the Super Star Destroyer, and here is the Star Destroyer in comparison to this beast, which is 19,000 meters long. And now the Super Star Destroyer is right here in comparison to the Death Star 2, which is 160 kilometers in diameter. And it looks like Alita and Mad Moxie both agree that that's pretty darn cool. So it's really fun to have that size comparison with all those models. For so many years now, I've not been able to do the complete circle of comparisons because I didn't have this guy next to the Super Star Destroyer. But there it is, it's there now, and as you can see, I've got another shelf here that's blank and empty for other sets to come along, but for now, this is looking pretty darn cool. The Super Star Destroyer in its spot. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll have some more stuff for you in the very near future. Until then, you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.